Hi, welcome to your channel Generous, Gracious and Gallant. I'm your host Ghosh and I'm back today with another inspirational story about an inspirational person. Today's story is about a youngster from Kerala, Aditya, who saved 20 senior citizens from a burning bus. It is an example of courage and quick thinking. But before we go on to the story, let me share a brief about the channel with you. This is for those of you who are coming on to the first time to the channel Generous, Gracious and Gallant, or for those of you who have not yet subscribed to the same. Our mission is to change the thought process and strengthen the moral fiber of the present and coming generations so that they live by the eternal human principles such as dignity, honesty, integrity, diversity, respect. These principles are etched in stone. They don't change over time and place. When people follow these principles, I agree with you that success is delayed, much delayed, because it takes people time to recognize that you're living by these eternal human principles. But once success has come upon you, you have been able to achieve success, it is permanent in nature. But for those who choose to adopt shortcuts by ignoring these eternal human principles, frequently it has been noticed that success smiles on them much earlier in a shorter period of time. But please rest assured that it is like a meteor, short lived for a relatively short period of time, and they are bound to end up on the slippery slope of failure. So friends, I request all those of you who are watching this video not only to subscribe to this video but also to share these videos with your friends and family so that they too are inspired to live by these eternal human principles. Coming back to our story, the young Malayali boy I'm speaking to you about is Aditya. He saved 20 plus senior citizens from being burnt in an bus. But let's start from the beginning. Young Aditya is from Kerala and his life revolved around school and he was passionate about football. His grandmother was a pensioner of Calicut University and she got an invite to go on a trip to Nepal with other pensioners of Calicut University. Seeing that senior citizens were going on this trip, many family members chose to join up on this Nepal tour. They started the tour on 25th of April. A total of 72 members, pensioners and their family members. They toured Nepal, Lumbini, Kathmandu, Pokhara. Young Aditya recalls that he was very much impressed by this Pashupatinath temple. He says everything was going well till the unfortunate incident. The return trip was planned on 1st May 2020. Two AC tourist buses from Nepal started for Lucknow airport. In the bus which Aditya was traveling, there were 43 passengers. And about 60 kilometers from the Indian border, a senior citizen noticed some smoke from the back of the bus. She pointed this out to the driver, but the driver overruled and ignored her and said it is only dust. Few kilometers on, when they reached Daune, they could now smell petrol in the bus cabin, and people started panicking a bit and stopped the bus. Aditya's father, the tour operator, and the cook stepped out to see is there any problem. Once they stepped out, suddenly black smoke started coming from the AC vents and the bus front portion caught fire. The front exit door was blocked. The senior citizens and other members started screaming, panic set in, and it was worse because a few citizens could not move without assistance. Young Aditya's father broke a few windows from outside to allow the smoke to escape, but there was nothing else he could do, along with the cook and tour operator, because the flames had already engulfed the exit door. The place was also isolated, right? And nowhere nearby was there water where Aditya's father, tour operator, or the cook could take action and put water on the flames. The situation was getting out of hand, and people were screaming and panicking. Visibility had become very low, almost negligible, and the smoke was choking the senior citizens. Aditya decided action had to be taken, walked around the bus to see what he could do. He spotted a hammer and broke the biggest window of the bus with the hammer. He helped the passengers to jump out of the window, and a few of the senior citizens had to be pushed out and sustained bruises and minor injuries because there was no other way. After making sure that everyone had evacuated despite the low visibility and thick smoke, young Aditya was the last to jump out of the bus. After Aditya jumped out, totally the bus got gutted by the flames. When asked, young Aditya replied that he thought that if all these passengers were burnt alive along with him, it would be horrific, and that gave him the courage and the ability to take action. His quick wits and courage saved over 20 lives on that fateful day. Friends, not all of us can be Aditya who can make a difference to multiple lives. But I repeatedly, again and again say, we can all make a difference to one person. Your act of kindness will go a long way in mankind defeating the infamous COVID-19 virus which has ravaged mankind. Many millions have lost their lives, and many millions more have lost their livelihoods. It is critical at this juncture that those of us who are relatively unaffected by this COVID-19 virus stand up and make a difference to someone in our community so that they too can overcome the effects of this virus. Friends, I once again repeat and request all of you to subscribe to the channel and also share these videos with your friends and family and request them to also subscribe to the channel. Friends, till we meet again with another inspirational video on your very own channel, Generous, Gracious and Gallant, good luck, all the best, stay safe, and thank you for watching my videos.